Okay, so in this video, I'm going to show you how you can use a spreadsheet to work out all of the calculations that you're going to need to complete these so you want to be a pop star promoter task. Specifically, we're going to be looking at the types of calculations and formulas that you need to show in order to show all of the things that this task is requiring you. So I'm going to have the so you want to be a pop star task sheet open, and I'm also going to create a spreadsheet as well. And I'll move on to that in a second. But there's a couple of things that you need to be aware of. The first one is what your actual starting budget is. So you can see that it's $500,000. So I'm going to go ahead and go to this spreadsheet, and I've created a bit of a template here, and you'll get a copy of this as well. But basically, we've got this little section here that says my budget, and it's 500,000. So I'm going to type in 500,000 and just enter. For the moment, I'm not going to put any dollar signs or any decimal points or anything like that just yet. I'll show you how to do that in a moment. So the first thing is my budget, 500,000. Then I'm going to go back to here, and I'm going to choose a venue, and I'm going to just choose the first one here, which is All Phones Arena, and its cost is $120,000. So I'm going to go to the concert venue and type in All Phones, and the cost is $120,000. And then finally, I'm going to choose a pop star. So I'm going to go to the pop star section, and I'm going to use One Direction for this. And you can see that they're going to cost $300,000. Now, your teacher, you'll need to discuss with your teacher, and they'll give you a price for your particular pop star. So let's go with One Direction for the pop star, and it's $300,000. There we go. Now, at the moment, we've just got the numbers in there, and they're not formatted correctly. So we're going to go through and format it. And it doesn't matter whether you're using your iPad or whether you're using a computer. Essentially, it's the same thing. What we're going to do is select the numbers format here. And what we need to do is have currency. But the currency you can see at the moment is set to the pounds or the euro sign. So I'm going to go to Australian dollar. Now, if yours doesn't appear, go to more formats, and then more currencies, and then you'll be able to find it in the list there, and you just go apply, and all of a sudden you can see that it's changed it, and it's added, I'll just make that a bit bigger, it's added a dollar sign, and then the decimals, and also the commas and the decimals, just to make the money look a bit better. So I want to go like that and do the same thing, go to more currencies, or just choose Australian dollars because it's there. And so now I can see that my budget is 500,000, and my concert venue is All Phones Arena, and it cost 120,000. And the pop star that I'm using is One Direction. Now, let's go on to the merchandise material, or the promotional material. So here you've got t-shirts and hats and keychains and posters. Now, the idea of this task is to make as much money from the concert as you possibly can. But all of this stuff costs money. So you don't get the t-shirts for free, they actually cost money. So if you get the band t-shirt and I want to have One Direction printed on it and Australian Tour 2016 or whatever year you're doing this in, then all of that costs money, and the cost for it is going to be $22.60. Hats are $14.15. Keychains are $2.74, and the poster is going to be $8.90. So I'm going to go back to my spreadsheet, and you can see that in the template, it already has those figures in there, but I'm going to format them so that they look like they're correct for money. And you can see promotional material, the item is the t-shirt. I'll start with the t-shirt first. The cost to buy one t-shirt is $22.60, but I need to decide how much I'm going to sell it for. So I'm going to sell it for $35. I'm just going to type in 35. And again, the hats, they're $14.15. I'm going to sell them for $20 for the hats. The keychains will sell for $6, and the posters, let's go for $15. Again, I'm going to format all of those by selecting them and choosing the format option over here so that we can see the money. Now, the profit per item. Profit is how much money you've got left over after you've sold everything and you've bought everything that you need. So in our case, we need to sell t-shirts, but it cost me $22.60 to do that, and I'm going to sell it to the people at the concert for $35. So effectively, I need to work out how much money I've got left after I've paid for the cost. So effectively $35 minus $22.60. But we're going to use a formula to do this. And to do a spreadsheet formula, the language that a spreadsheet needs to do this is that we're going to type the equals sign, so equals, and then the bracket, and I'll just zoom in on this a little bit so you can see it better. So we'll go equals, bracket, and then I'm simply going to select the cell. You don't even have to type in 35. The spreadsheet just needs to know what cell you're referring to. So I'm going to type that cell, which happens to be cell D7, and I'm going to type in minus, and then I'm going to take away this one, which happens to be C7 or $22.60, and then close the bracket. So that's the formula that we need: an equal sign, a bracket, then the first cell, what you want it to do, in our case subtract, and C7, let's press enter, and it's going to show me that I'm going to make $12.40 every time I sell a t-shirt. Now, for the purposes of my concept, I need to decide how many of these shirts am I actually going to sell, and I'm just going to say, well, I'm going to make 1,000 of these to sell. The problem is that I need to buy 1,000 to have them ready for the concert. So I now need to work out how much it's going to cost to buy bulk. So bulk means a lot of them. How much is it going to cost? How much is it going to cost to buy 1,000 shirts at $22.60? So I'm going to type in a new formula. Here we go. So let's go equals, and I'm going to say I need, or bracket, sorry, equals and bracket, and then I need 1,000 shirts times $22.60. Now the symbol for times in spreadsheets, it's not the X like we have when we write it out, it's actually the asterisk symbol. So if you're on a keyboard, it's on top of the number 8, you'll have to press shift key. So we're going to go 1,000 times $22.60 and press enter, and it's going to show me that I need $22,000 to buy 1,000 shirts that I can sell. However, if I sell all of them, then I'm going to make 1,000 times my profit. So I'm going to put in another formula over here and go equals, bracket, and I'm going to sell 1,000 shirts. I'm going to pretend that I'm selling all my shirts. I'm going to go times, and the profit is going to be $12.40. So I'm going to click on $12.40 and press enter, or the bracket, sorry, then enter. And it's going to tell me that it's going to cost me $22,000 to buy, but after I've sold them all, I'm still going to make $12,400. And what's really cool about this is that, let's say I change this and I want to sell 2,000 shirts. Have a look at what happens when I change this to 2,000, and now look at the cost to buy and the profit. And if I press enter, all of a sudden those numbers just change because they're using a formula in the background. So I'm going to go ahead and really quickly copy all of these formulas. And in fact, if you're on a keyboard, or excuse me, on a computer, you'll see that you've got this little box that comes up in that little square, and that allows you to actually copy the same formula into these other cells. So I'm going to go ahead and copy them all just to speed up the process a little bit. Okay, and we'll do this one as well. Here we go. So if I sell 1,000 t-shirts and 1,000 hats and 1,000 keychains and 1,000 posters at these prices, I make this amount of money per each one. But if I sell 1,000 of them, then I make all of this money. So to work out what my total profit is, which is that plus that plus that plus that, we're going to use another formula. There's two ways to do this. The first way is that you use what's called you just plus, so you can go equals, bracket, this plus this plus this plus this, and bracket again, and that will give you the answer. Or another way is that you go equals and you tell the spreadsheet what you want it to do. In our case, we want to sum everything together. We want to add it up, so we're going to go equals sum bracket, and then I'm just going to select everything that I want added up. And notice how it's gone H7 colon to H10, close the bracket. And this tells me now, if I sell 1,000 of all of my items, I'm going to make $27,000 in profit. It's looking good so far. So I've got my concert venue and how much it cost, my pop star, my budget, how much I sell how much money I make if I sell all my promotional materials. Now, let's move on to the tickets. So the tickets available over here, let's go back to my sheet, and I'm going to have a look at All Phones Arena, and it has 21,000 tickets. And really importantly, I can only have 6% A reserve tickets. So, you know, when you go to a concert, the closer you are to the performers, the more expensive the tickets are. And so concert venues will have like an A reserve, a B reserve, and a C reserve, and sometimes some other options as well. And typically the A reserve are the most expensive, and the B reserves are a little bit less expensive, but they're further away. And something like the C reserve tickets are the ones that are the cheapest, but you're further away from the actual concert. So we need to calculate some of these things. So All Phones Arena has 21,000 seats available. So let's go to tickets available, 21,000. There we go. And for A reserve, it tells me that I can only have 6%. So I'm gonna simply type in 6 and the percentage sign in there, 6%. And for the B reserve, you need to make it up. So I'm going to round it off. So I'm going to make it easy to work out. I'm going to have, let's say, 24%, because 24 plus 6 equals 30. So I'm going to go 24% of my ticket sales. Oops, 24%. So 24 plus 6 is 30. That means I've got 70% left. So my C reserve tickets are going to be 70%. Now, I need to work out how many reserve tickets I've got. And something to notice with Spreadsheet, sometimes you can't see everything that's in there. So what you can do is we're going to format this box. We're going to select this, and we're going to use the wrap text button, which is this one over here. And what it does, it kind of spaces out the words, so all of a sudden we can see it in there now. Okay, so how many reserve tickets? Here's what we need to work out. We need to work out what 6% of 21,000 is. Or we can let the spreadsheet do it for us. So we're going to type in a formula. We start with equals, bracket sign. And this time we're going to go, what is 21,000, how many tickets I've got, times 6%. So we're going to use the asterisk and then 6%. Just simply type in, click on the cell, press enter. And it tells me that I've got 1,260 tickets that are available. I'm going to do the same for this one. Equals, bracket, 21,000 times 24%, and equals, bracket, 21,000 times 70%. In other words, 70% of 21,000 is 14,700. Now, under cost of tickets, you need to work out how much you're going to sell the tickets for. I'm going to make up the numbers and say A reserve is going to be $200, B reserve is going to be $150, and C reserve, let's make them $100. You can make up your own ticket prices. I'm going to format the numbers so that it looks like dollar signs and so on. So I'm going to go here, let's go Australian dollars. And now, we need to work out if I sell 100%, so all of the A reserve tickets that I've got, so if I sell 1,260 A reserve tickets at $200, how much money does that make me? So let's use a calculation. Equals, bracket, 1,260 tickets times $200, close the bracket, and I'll just zoom in so you can see the formula. So I've gone equals D16, which is this cell, times E16, which is this cell, and it tells me I'm going to make $252,000 if I sell all my A reserve tickets. We're going to use the same formula for the B reserve, so equals, bracket, 5,040 tickets times 150, and it shows me that. And so to speed up the process, I'm just going to copy and drag or copy and paste the formula, and it tells me I'm going to make that amount in A reserve, that amount in B reserve, that amount in C reserve, and now I need to add them all up. So let's go equals, and we're going to use the sum formula, sum bracket. I need to add A reserve, B reserve, C reserve. I'm just going to drag it or close the bracket, and it's going to tell me that if I sell out my concert, at those ticket prices, I'm going to make $2,478,000. Awesome. But what happens if your concert doesn't sell out? Well, we're going to have some extra calculations, like what happens if I only sell 85% of my tickets, or 60%, or 45%? Well, let's use another calculation. So here we need 85% of the 100% total. So we're going to go, I'll zoom in again. Here we go. We're going to go equals what's 100%? 252,000 times 85%. So I'm just going to click on the cell. You can type in 85% if you want, but I'm just going to click on the cell, go enter, and look at this. If I only sell 85%, I'm only making 214,000, not 252. Let's do the same thing over here. Equals bracket B reserve tickets times 85%. And the same thing over here equals bracket C reserve tickets times 85%. And let's add all of this up. So we're going to go equals sum bracket, sum adding all up. I'm going to select all of these and close the bracket. And look at this. If I sell only 85% of my tickets, I'm still making a whole stack of money. I'm still making $2.1 million, or $2,106,300. But what happens if less people come? So what happens if I've only got 60%? Well, I'm going to quickly speed up and put in all these calculations as well to make it a little bit quicker. And I'm just going to drag these all across. All I'm doing is literally cutting and pasting all of the formulas across so that you can see the idea, but it's essentially the same information. And we can see that if I sell 100% of my tickets, I make 2.4 million. If I sell 85, 2.1 million. If I sell 60%, I make $1.2 million. And if I only sell 45, I'm only going to make $500,000. It's still a lot of money, but it's not as much as selling out the concert. So we've now got our concert venue and pop star costs, the promotional materials, and we've got our tickets. So now we've got to work out how much money are we going to make in total. Well, let's start working out some things here. Total cost of the concert equals, we need to work out how much it's going to cost me to do everything. I need to add up that, so the concert venue plus the pop star plus how much it costs me to buy bulk. So let's add this formula up over here because we forgot to put this one in. So to buy everything, 1,000 of everything, I need to add up all of those things. I'm going to put it in here. We'll go equals, and let's just use the sum again. Sum bracket, and I'm going to select everything that it's going to cost me to buy in bulk and close the bracket. And it tells me it's $48,390. So I need to add up concert venue plus the pop star plus the total cost to buy bulk of t-shirts, hats, and so on. So let's go ahead and put this in. Total cost of the concert equals bracket, and we simply select it and just press the plus button. So concert venue plus the pop star plus the total cost to buy everything, close the bracket, and it's going to tell me my concert, to put on my concert, it's going to cost $468,000. Total left in the budget is, my budget was $500,000, but I haven't got $500,000 left because I've got to pay All Phones Arena, I've got to pay One Direction, I've got to pay the t-shirt, the hat makers. So really, it's $500,000 minus $468,000. So we're going to go like this, equals bracket, and we're going to select our budget, which is $500,000 minus, and then we're going to go down how much it's costing me and select this one and press the bracket again and press enter. So this shows me out of my $500,000 that I started with, I've only got $31,000 left. But remember that this is all about making money. So what are my profits? What are my profits if I sell 100% of my concert? So how much is it going to cost me? Sorry, how much money am I going to make if I go ahead with this concert and I sell all of the tickets? Well, to do that, we need to add up all of the profits and take away all of the costs. So let's do this. We're going to go, I'll just zoom out a bit. We're going to go equals bracket, and we're going to say 100% of tickets. So I'm going to select all the tickets plus, excuse me, all of the t-shirt profits and so on, t-shirts and hats and keychains, because that makes us a good chunk of money as well. So it's our tickets plus our promotional material minus, because we've got to take away how much it's actually costing me to run, and that's that number over here. And let's press the bracket and enter. And after going ahead, if I borrow $500,000 from the bank and spend all of this money and sell all the tickets, I'm going to make $2,037,220. That's a pretty good, healthy profit. But what happens if I only sell 85%? Well, let's do the same thing. Equals bracket the 85% total ticket sales plus the profit from the promotional materials minus the total cost. Press enter. It's making me 1.6 million. Let's quickly go ahead and work out the 60% figure. So I'm going to go equals bracket 60% plus total profits minus the cost. And let's do the last one for 45% equals bracket 45% plus the total profits minus my total cost. And this tells me whether this concert's worth going ahead with or not. Because if I sell 100% of my tickets, I'm making a whole stack of money, over $2 million. If I sell 85% of the tickets, so a lot of people come, but it doesn't sell out, I still make $1.6 million. If I sell 60%, so half, I'm still making $823,000. Not bad. If I sell only 45%, well, I'm still making a good chunk of money, but it's nowhere near as much as if I sell out. However, from a concert promoter's point of view, they can look at that and go, well, it's still worth me doing because I'm still going to make $127,000 to go ahead and do that. So you'll get a copy of this template, but you'll need to fill in all the formulas and all the numbers. You can change whatever numbers you want. So the t-shirt costs need to stay the same. The venues cost will stay the same. You need to talk to your teacher about how much they're going to charge for your artist. And then we need to see whether this concert is going to make money or not. What's really cool about this spreadsheet is that let's say that I go for another artist. So let's say, I don't know, let's say I go for Bruno Mars at the moment, and Bruno Mars is really expensive. So I'm going to type in Bruno Mars, and let's say Bruno Mars costs me $500,000 because he's super popular at the moment. I'll press enter. Well, I can put in the number here, but if I have a look at how much is left in my budget over here, all of a sudden, I'm minus $168,000. What this means is I've only got $500,000 to work with. There's no way that I can make this concert work because he's too expensive and I haven't got enough money to buy Bruno Mars before selling the concert. And furthermore, if I sell 45% of my tickets, I lose $72,000. I have to sell at least 60% of the tickets before I can start making some money on it, which makes it quite risky. So you wouldn't be able to go ahead with that particular concert. So you'll get the template. You can use colors and headings and all that kind of stuff, but the information, the numbers is the part that we're really interested in. Good luck, girls.